All right, race fans, welcome back to round 9 here at the London 5/8 at the Western Fair District, located right in the heart of London, Ontario. Well, let's just jump right into the action, make our way around the pits, and see who's here.
Flat Track fans, I'm standing in the pits here with Kenny Reedman. He's coming off a sport bike win. He was actually here last year, but moving up in the intermediate class this year. Kenny, how are you preparing for today?
I'm not.
Oh, definitely not. You got any like warm-ups rituals that you like to do, or?
No, just try to get the bike started and then head out on the track for some fun.
Exactly, man. How's your season going so far elsewhere?
Well, we just finished up the Canadian Superbike season, and I won the Sport Bike Championship, got second overall in Superbike, and what a better way to have some fun at the end of the year than come around and do a half-mile flat track with Flat Track Canada.
Absolutely. Why don't you tell us like a little bit of the difference between sport bike and flat track here?
Oh, it's completely different. Over here doing the flat track stuff, there's no front brake. It's on dirt, and you only turn left.
That's about it, right? And you want to give any shout-outs to sponsors, friends, and family here?
Yeah, thanks to Sturgis Cycle and Brian Olson for hooking me up with a front tire, John Cornwell for lending me his bike for the weekend, and Shoei Helmets, Cortec Leathers for keeping me safe.
All right, folks, look out for him.
All right, thank you, Anthony and Kenny, for that quick little interview. Now, as Aaron wraps up the riders meeting, we got a record attendance of riders coming in here. I believe it was 175 entries here today, so we're going to have tons of heats and tons of LC and Qs going on. A couple of young lads are heading out on the track, so let's get some of the action.
Hi, race fans. Welcome to London, Ontario. We're at the Western District Fairgrounds at the 5/8 mile. I'm standing here. Tell me what your name is and where you're from.
I'm William Belrose. I'm from Montreal, Quebec.
All right, William. And how did you prepare for today?
Well, I did a lot of practice this week and preparing all the bikes for this weekend and hoping to have good results this weekend.
That's it. And how's your season going so far? Why don't you tell us?
Well, I did not a lot of races as much as I would because I'm going to school. But, you know, with the race I did, I won last weekend at Belleville and got a top 5. So I'm pretty, well, the season is going pretty good so far.
You like racing a lot better than school?
Yeah, for sure. But, you know, I'm studying in mechanics, so both are great.
Definitely, they go hand in hand. Do you want to give any shout-outs to all your family and friends?
Yeah, I just want to say hello to my friends and my family and say a big thank you to all of my sponsors.
Thank you, buddy.
And as always, we got to go out for our hot lap, but today's hot lap is going to be brought to you by Wasp Cameras. Now, we've actually hooked up with these guys. They got a great outfit of different kind of cameras that you can get. We're using the new TAC Wasp camera. And we got it on William Belrose, who is the rider that we just interviewed, and he's going to be taking us around the London's 5/8 here. You can see it's kind of a bowl-shaped track. Now, what we did was we put it on the handlebars, and we kind of leaned it over a bit. So as he's leaning into the corner, you can actually see how much of an angle that it's actually putting him in on. So as William comes around with a 27.56, you can expect these times to drop later in the program.
One more lap to go.
Hey, Flat Track fans, here I am with Zach Corbin. We were walking around the pits, and he's connected through Parts Canada. Why don't you tell us a little bit of what you're doing around here and how you're connected through all these guys?
Yeah, so Parts Canada, it's the sporting sponsor of the event, and yeah, we're just coming down here. It's a great growing series, grassroots sport, so we just wanted to come down. This is where our Eastern Distribution Center is based out of, so this is our home race, if you'd like to call it. So yeah, we're just coming down to check out the great racing. It's been great day so far. The pits are full, stands are getting packed. It's going to be a great day. So.
And I see you have a product here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this is the Thor Verge helmet. We just kind of brought it along, you know, as the title sponsor and all that. We're very big into the event, and the biggest thing about motorcycle racing is just the safety aspect of it. And the Verge helmet is a top of the line helmet. It was designed by the top pros, by Thor, one of the industry leading gear companies in the off-road racing, flat track racing, brand circuit, and all that. So,
and kind of what else would you like to see in the future of flat track in general?
Just keep the sport growing. It's really making a resurgence back in the last couple of years, and just keeps growing with the addition to the X Games, to the growth in Canada, the growth down in the States, top MotoGP riders jumping on. It's just to see the sport grow, because it really is a grassroots sport. It really helps everyone get into the motorcycle racing as a whole. It's a great entry point to that, so we just love to see this series keep growing and progressing and making great things out of it. So
couldn't have said it better, guys. Well, like you said, support your brands and keep the sport alive, guys.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Flat Track Canada National Series Round 10 here at the Western Fair District in London, Ontario. Thank you, London, for having us all here. Woohoo!
Alright, so you got a little preview of what's to come later in the show. Now we're going to go to a quick commercial break and be right back, jumping right into the races. Alright, race fans, jumping right back into the action here with our DTX Intermediate class. We got two cameras going on in the class here with 16 riders. Yes, I did say that. That's 16 riders. You had to make your heats, and then you had to go through an LCQ. Now, as all the riders take off, you can see Belarus on the outside line there. He's getting a great drive and taking off. Dustin Lambert down there on the inside. But it's Brody Buchan making his way up to the front. He's going to be drag racing Lambert down the back there to hug the inside line going into corner 3 and 4. Now, we are only going to show you the highlights of this race, so we're going to just try and keep the show and the program under a half hour, but bring you all the best of the action. So as you can see the rest of the field coming out of corner 3 and 4 here. Everyone else just starting to space out and scatter out. Buchan takes the lead at the start of lap 2. Belarus sitting there in second. I believe that's Braden Valley sitting in third. Morgan Monroe tucked in behind him. Cody Marinette, he's trying to make a move down on the inside there, and Dustin Lambert tucked up in there in the back. So coming out of corner 3 and 4 here, Buchan still with the lead. A couple of the other riders kind of jockeying for position there, later and back in the pack. And heading back up into the straightaway here to come around for lap 3. You can see a bunch of the riders, they're starting to clump up there at the back. Myself even way at the back there, but hey, we're all out here having a great time. So as the field now really starts to thin out skipping ahead to corner 3 and 4 here on lap 3, and then down to the straightaway for lap 4. Everyone's starting to gap out. Belarus has gone backwards a bit there as Marintet, he's got up by him. Morgan Monroe's right behind Belarus, so she might even get up in up into the 4th position. Now Lambert and Dallas Daniels. Dallas Daniels making a move down on the inside of Lambert. And then Lambert coming out of corner 4 makes a move back on Daniels as Morgan Monroe makes a move by Belarus on lap 6. So Dallas Daniels actually a young fellow. We actually really enjoy seeing him come up and race with the Canadian crowd. He does a great job. Myself and Justin Crummer were having a couple little battles here and there for a couple laps, drag racing down the front straightaway, and just really enjoying ourselves. We actually pulled our helmets off and laughed at each other when we came off the track. But as we come around for lap 7, Monroe is by Belarus. Lambert is still fighting with Daniels. Me and Crummer are battling at the back of the pack, and everybody else just seems to be kind of staggered out, single file as we make our way around the track. But on the final lap, coming into corner 3 and 4 here, Buchan with a huge commanding lead. He's just out for a joyride right now. He comes around to the front straightaway here, down to the checkered flag. Brody Buchan's going to take the win here today in the DTX Intermediate class. And like usual, Buchan's going to go out for his victory lap, and we're going to go to commercial break and be right back with the DTX experts. Okay, not wasting any time, jumping into the DTX Expert class with 7 riders heading into the first corner here. Dave Pouliot hugging that inside line, Kyle Van Conant. Parker Norris taking the early lead coming out of corner 2 there. Tyler Seguin tucking up behind them in the 3rd spot out there on the outside line. And coming around corner 3 and 4, you can see it's Parker Norris taking the lead. Tyler Seguin, he's battling it out for that 2nd spot. Going up to that high line, inside line, everyone's just jockeying for position. Nick Wensler edges out, Kyle Van Conant tucks in up underneath him, gets in the draft behind Tyler Seguin as they head down into corner 3 and 4. Kyle Van Conant not having any of it, tries to make a move out there on the outside and gets kind of blocked out by Wensler, who's now making the drive on Tyler Seguin to get up. Now this is going to be a shorter race because there wasn't a whole lot happening because everyone did start to gap out. So lap 3 coming around. You can see Parker Norris, he's got a commanding lead over Tyler Seguin. As long as he runs a smooth and consistent race, he'll be fine. Now, Seguin and Nick Wensler, they're battling it out. These guys are having a lot of fun this whole race series. You know, jockeying back and forth between the two of them. Wensler prefers that inside line on those GTX bikes where Tyler kind of gets out into the cushion on that berm, the edge between the two, and kind of holds his lines out and gets a good drive out. But it's going to be Parker Norris, the number 24 machine, one of our stateside riders taking the checkered flag here today, followed by Tyler Seguin, the number 22 KBR machine, and Nick Wensler on that number 29. So we're going to go to commercial break and be right back, and we're going to jump into our open intermediate race. Okay, a special treat today. We got a camera on the back of Brody Buchan, but we're also going to have Ward Jeffrey and Frank Woods commentate for us.
Always like to get as many rides as you can.
Belarus, Valley, and Buchan, they are staring at that starting light. It goes green and they're away. Corby gets the initial nod on this one. Shane Corby quickly.
Marionette actually on the inside is going to take the lead away from Corbeil. And that is...
Marionette, an excellent start from the inside pull.
That's Belrose out on the outside on the 17 bike. Holy jumping,
Belrose
there's
working the high line there, and they are 3 abreast now coming out onto turn
4 abreast now. Marionette has the lead. Bucking in second. Belrose was in third, but as I say that, things are changing around again in between 1 and 2, but Belrose holds the third position.
Belrose now with a good drive coming off of turn number 2, trying to move up, doesn't get it done this time around. Brody Buchan continues to be the man with the clear field of vision, running up front on the number 49 machine as he leads the pack down the front straightaway. Marionette, sorry, with Buchan running in second spot. Marionette catching me out on that one, taking the start, getting a brilliant start and leading this thing right from the start.
The race there for fourth, Frank, is the number 10 of Morgan Monroe. She's having a heck of a ride there, but I think she just got shuffled back into fifth. We'll pick it up this time by.
Valley now making a valiant stab to try to steal third spot away from William Belrose on the number 17 bike. He didn't get it done this time around, but he's got another shot at him coming down the front straightaway. Valley moves right in behind Belrose, moves to the inside line, and has taken one position away, or has he? Belrose now around the outside. No, Valley gets the drive and pushes him down the back straightaway. Belrose right on his back wheel as they trail into turn number 3, and Valley gets the advantage there in the shutoff contest.
Now Valley all over the back of Brody Buchan, but he had to get out of the gas and let it drift a little bit high so he didn't run over Buchan after getting in so very hot into the corner.
Valley finding himself just in a little bit of difficulty.
Oh, the rider down.
That is
Belrose, I believe.
Yeah.
Down in turn 3. Looks like he's getting
yellow.
up.
He's up and okay.
2 laps left to go here, Frank, but the rider is up and against the hay bales. He's fine.
So we will remain at a yellow flag at that portion of the race course, and of course there is no passing at that course, place on the race course rather. So if Valley has something for Buchan, which he does have, and fortunately he gives up that pass, because if he had made that pass stick, he would have been in big trouble.
So now he knows he's got to do the pass down here in 1 and 2, because there is no passing up there in the last lap. So here he is now. Look at him on the inside.
He's done it.
He's pushed Buchan up. Now, does Buchan have anything left for him? Coming onto the back straight, the yellow flag still displayed up in turn 3, so you can't pass there.
Here comes Buchan again. Valley spinning it up on the exit of turn 2, and Buchan closes up on him. He holds position now and takes the inside line coming out of 4. Brody Buchan and Brayton Valley now a drag race to the finish line. Valley takes it. Second spot goes to Brayton Valley. Third spot to Brody Buchan.
Don't forget, this was Cody's big win of the season, but we're going to go to commercial break and be right back.
Thank you, Aaron, and here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the main event of the night. Give them all one more big round of applause. Send them off racing. This is your Open Expert Final.
On the outside is Beatty. Bolak, perfect.
Look at the drive. He's getting down the back straight as he's going to the front. He's making a statement here, Frank. Now, keep in mind, Seguin on the 22 bike is only 8 points behind Lawrence for the number 1 plate.
Lawrence, Beatty, and Sequin running 1, 2, 3, with Wentzer holding on to 4th spot as they peel it off onto the back straightaway. Lawrence has been shunted back into 2nd spot now as Beatty sitting back in 3rd spot, and Lawrence dives to the inside on the Harley-Davidson XR 750. He holds that inside line, and he'll try to get a good push coming off of turn number 4.
Beatty has made the pass coming out of 4 using the high line. Is this going to be a repeat from last year? Beatty way up in the loose stuff. Lawrence running the groove, gets the pass back, and here comes Beatty onto the back straight to return the favor.
How you liking this one, Mama? Beatty holds the lead right now. Lawrence holds down tight along the rail where Beatty is testing the soft stuff. We saw him do it up in turn number 1. We'll see if he does it again. Lawrence at the point this time around. No, Beatty has your lead once more.
And
Beatty this
coming
time
up,
holding in a little bit tighter.
Beatty coming off 4 that time came down and ran a little chop block right across Lawrence's front wheel. I don't think he's going to like that too much, so now he's coming back, riding it hard into 3, down on the bottom, Beatty pinching him down.
This is where we left off last year. Beatty and Lawrence going at it, and they've got the gloves off this year. Beatty has something to prove. Lawrence has something to prove. Both riders involved in a spectacular last lap crash here at the London Western Fairgrounds just last summer, 364 days ago. Beatty leads Lawrence down the back straightaway once more.
And don't forget Taylor's coming into play here. Well, they're beating up on each other up front. That's allowing Taylor to come into the game. He's riding the cush. Coming out of 4, he's coming up onto the back wheel of Lawrence. Those 2 XR 750s chasing the 450 Honda of Kurt Beeger Racing.
Oh, Taylor's getting brave. Donnie Taylor now working up in the loose stuff, running up near the bales in between 1 and 2, and closing dramatically now on Dougie Lawrence on the Town Moto-sponsored Harley-Davidson. Don Taylor on board the Parts Canada-sponsored Harley-Davidson. And both of them in chase of the Kurt Beeger prepared Honda that seems to be the dominant weapon at this point in time. Bolak holds on to 4th.
And that'd be Tyler Seguin trying to get a sniff of Bolak as they work on to the back straight there. Remember, Tyler Seguin's only 8 points back of Lawrence, so he wants to get in front of Lawrence for sure.
I think Bolak and Lawrence, or Bolak and Seguin rather, are towing each other along. We're halfway through it, Wardy.
Down into 1 we're working, and Taylor now is there with Lawrence. Onto the inside, and holds the line, makes the pass coming onto the back straight, and here comes Lawrence back as Beatty is sort of set sail.
Professor Parker holding on to 7th spot on the number 11 Kawasaki back in the pack, but meanwhile we pick up on our race leader coming down the front straightaway, and Beatty has made a huge statement thus far in this race. Wardy, and I can't see things changing a whole lot now that Taylor has taken over Lawrence's position in 2nd. We thought this was going to be a battle between Lawrence and Beatty, but this has simply turned into a Beatty runaway.
Well, Beatty's riding right on the notch. That 450 getting the power down to the ground. As you can see, he's keeping the wheels in line, not breaking it loose too terribly much.
No, I think you're right on that. Beatty has set it on cruise now. Beatty and Taylor running at about the same pace as is Lawrence, and frustrating to see them running at the same pace and being separated by that amount of distance on the race course. But nonetheless, we'll pick up on our race leader once more as the last place rider Isherwood goes by the grandstands. We now pick up on the 26 machine of Steve Beatty out of Petrolia, Ontario. His first ride of the season, Morty. Let's not forget he hasn't had a chance to straddle a flat track bike in anger since June.
That's so true, Frank. Now, lap traffic is going to come into play. Now, whether Steve gets held up or not, we'll see. That may allow Taylor back into the mix.
Blue flags coming out for the lapper.
Beatty works to the inside, down into 1, passing the lap traffic.
We'll all remember how the lapper played into last year's big crash when Lawrence went down trying to pass Beatty and then ended up on the racetrack right in front of one of our lap riders, and another collision ensued after that as we're getting into lap traffic big time now as we pick up once more on Steve Beatty coming out of turn number 4 on the 26 machine, now past the finish line and catching up to, amongst others, Lambert running towards the back of the pack. Taylor has put huge distance between himself and Lawrence.
Yeah, Frank, laps are running down. I don't think anybody's got anything for Beatty. As long as he doesn't have a mechanical meltdown, he'll put that bike on cruise and bring it on home. He knows how to do this.
Okay, blue flags out for 2 of those riders, including Lambert. Beatty gets on the inside of one of them and gets cleanly through turns 1 and 2 as Taylor fighting the brave fight and keeping his speed up, but unfortunately, no way in the world is he going to close the distance that Beatty enjoys right now, not unless something happens, and you know how things can happen in this sport late in the race.
Last lap flag in the air for Beatty as he works it down into turn one with a comfortable lead over Taylor. Lawrence running in third. Bulak in the fourth position, along with Seguin in fifth. Down the back straight, they're working for the last time. Steve Beatty to the bottom of the track. Coming off four, here he comes. This is going to be your winner, number 26, Steve Beatty.
Victory for Beatty, second spot to Taylor, and third place to fresh Dougie Lawrence.
Dominic Black with a good ride coming home fourth. Tyler Seguin fifth. Johnny Parker sixth.
So Parker.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's number 73, Dougie, my man Doug. You were very close at the beginning. It kind of went back and forth. And how what happened out there?
Just like Don said, I kind of had a game plan. I figured we'd be running around the inside, and it didn't really shake down that way. And me and Steve were going at it there for the first, say, 4 laps or so, and I started to lose my brakes. That's my first excuse. But once I started to lose my brakes, I couldn't get into the corners like at all. And I definitely wanted to win this race. I think if I had brakes, I would have done okay. I don't know if I would have been able to hang with Steve, but I would have held my own closer to the front.
So I'd say, when you got about 2 more races left, so how are you going to do this for your point system?
Just ride. I mean, I think I should be, at the front of the pack. I think I got a decent points lead now, and just to keep working on that points lead going into Paris and Wheatley. I do well at those tracks, so can't change anything now.
That's just it, man. We're rooting for you all the way there. I want to give a holler to all your sponsors here.
Thanks so much. Yeah, Town Moto, Riot Helmets, John Casson Racing. This is his motorcycle. He's from Ohio. He helps me out a lot. Clot Synthetics, Troy Lee Design, CD Boots, West Coast Hot Shoes. That's about it.
All right, race fans, number 73. All right, race fans. Well, I don't see a number here, but you all know him. It's number 53, Don Taylor. Don came in second here, and at the beginning it looked absolutely phenomenal. Everything was close. Why don't you talk us how the race went?
Yeah, I just started off with a pretty poor start. I got into some traffic, and I was searching for the clean route, trying to get up to Steve. I saw him running away, and I knew that if we let him get too far, we're probably not going to be able to catch him. So start running down Steve, but he was just on a level of his own out front, and just couldn't get up close enough to him.
That's it from what we could tell up there. And what are your hopes for the rest of the season here?
Just want to keep putting in consistent rides. I wasn't feeling the greatest today, but I'm impressed with how the main event turned out, coming from the back like that. Could have been a lot worse.
That's it, man. And you want to give a couple of shout-outs to your sponsors here? Yeah,
I got to thank Harley-Davidson Canada, Parts Canada, Jim Sale Racing, and Brian Olson Racing for preparing my 750 for me.
All right, Don. We'll see you very soon. All right, race fans, I'm here with the winner, Steve Beatty, and it was a battle. To call you an animal is an understatement. Why don't you walk us through what happened in that race there?
I was falling a little bit behind those guys in the heat races, just couldn't get the bike to work right. And Kurt told me, we ran different gearing in the final here last year. So I said, you know what, go to it. I'm not going to beat him the way it was. I got to make a change of some sort. So we did. We changed the gearing, and, man, it freed the motorcycle up, and it allowed me to move around on the racetrack a little bit more.
From the stands, it looked absolutely phenomenal. And to my understanding, you haven't been on a bike since June. How did you stoke yourself up for this today?
Red wine. I don't know. I was having a couple glasses of wine last night. I'm not in shape. It's just I haven't been on a motorcycle. I last Father's Day crashed my motocross bike, was in the hospital the next day with a neck collar on. I broke my thumb, and I haven't wanted to ride a motorcycle since. And I just kind of got a wild hair up my ass last night, and I know Kurt will bend over backwards for me like he always does, and I come out here and I try to do my best for him. Absolutely legendary, and from what I can see, you look in one piece right now, and that looks great. And do you want to give a shout out to all your sponsors? Yeah, Kurt Beeger, webcams, so KBR webcams, Wasner Pistons, my own personal thing, Shoei Helmets, So Clean Oils, and 26 Suspension. That's my company. It works on the forks and shocks, so it's all good.